Time to make a surprise appearance in the National League South playoffs. We've got a big game away with Maidenhead. We're underdogs here. But let's go and see if we can cause some shock. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 33 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today to start our playoffs with the Eliminator. We face 5th place Havant and Waterlooville. 1 point separated us during the league season, but they won both games. They did the double against us. We've already had a shock with 4th place Chelmsford losing to 7th place Chippenham Town. Their star striker was crucial in that one. Will our star striker be the star of this one? If you want to find out and you're looking forward to it, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course, it is a very close season. Anyone can beat anyone here. But if we do get through to the semi-final, which we will show today if we make it, it'll be a much tougher test against two sides that were miles ahead. If not, we'll have our end of season review, so you won't have spoilers on the length of the episode. Fingers crossed there will be some positives, because Sean Etaluku's out injured. We finished the season with a bit of a whimper, to be honest. 2 board draws, no real goal threat. And the club is finally into the red financially. They refused to give us a coaching badge while we were in positive finances, so now we've got absolutely no chance. Are we going to need to go and look for a job today? Because let me tell you already, there's plenty of them popping up. In the National League, the likes of Notts County, Borehamwood, who got relegated, Eastleigh mid-table as well. And then looking further down, MK Dons, Wickham, both relatively local to me, have come down to League 2. So are there chances for us to step up? Well, we're going to have to prove it on the pitch first. We've reached the playoffs, we've pleased the board, we've pleased the fans, but it's the same old problem off the pitch. There are 3 players contracted for next year, and if this doesn't get sorted, it's going to be back to square one in the summer. So let's go and get through to tonight's game. It is the side that finished 5th, Havant and Waterlooville, against us, Maidenhead, who finished 6th. To remind you of the past meetings between us, it is very much in Havant and Waterlooville's favour. A 1-0 defeat for us last month, a 4-1 defeat in the home game a few months before, so you could argue we should be pleased this is on the road. Now in previous years, when we weren't managing the club, they did pick up a win in their first year back down, they did pick up a draw later in that season, but this year, under our management, it has not gone particularly well. Having a look as well at their star player who is suspended, it's the centre-half our director of football tried to loan from Bristol Rovers. He is so good for this level. So him being out with Alfie Lloyd back amongst the goals can only be a good thing. Let's go and get through to the fixtures. We'll be hoping to follow in the footsteps of Chippenham. They beat the side that finished 3 places and 3 points above them. Our battle is against a side just 1 place and 1 point above. They relied on their top scorer Darcy Moffat and on penalty kicks in the end. We've got Alfie Lloyd though. Can we make the difference? I'd argue this might actually suit us, and it comes down to this bit here. You can see about mentality. When we've played away at some of the top sides and done okay this year, we've not always won, but we've been within a goal normally. We've played very cautiously, tried to hit on the counter, not left a lot of space in behind because our defence can't cope with it. And generally, as you saw against Dartford, we can sniff those top teams out for the most part. So if we can avoid individual errors, if we can play in that way, and if they maybe give us a chance on the counter, a centre-half that hasn't played regularly, replacing a suspended player, and Alfie Lloyd can get in behind, maybe then we've got the opportunity. Now, in terms of the last game of the season, this is the lineup and the squad we played. Cocoraccio is not quite fully fit, but if ever there's not a time to give someone a rest, it's now. What value have we got in resting him? None. So if we go 2-3 up or 2-3 down, we'll put Howard in at centre-half and bring Stevenson on. But for now, I'm going to stick with the same 11 and the same 16 that played on the final day of the season and did a thoroughly good job to get us a point, by the way. It is Josh Keeley in goal, one of the 3 men tied down for next year. The other 2 are Grant and I think Lloyd at the moment. The rest of the team know Barry Howard at right back, Woodthorpe over on the left, Grant and Cocoraccio who's tired at centre-half, Wadden Pedder Ewing the midfield 3, Greg O'Cox on the right, Smith on the left, Alfie Lloyd up front, and a lot of good players on the bench. We've got one good chance to get through to the semi-final. If we lose this, we're out. It's an eliminator. So let's go and see if we can deliver on the big stage. Boys, what is your bottle like? That's what we want to go and see. Let's go and get through to the big game at Havant. A trip to the south coast, hopefully a sunny spring day. But let's see if we can take advantage of any home pressure and nerves. Well, 3 changes for this Havant side, and 2 of them are big defenders going out. Not just Riley Wright, but Ben Winter dropping to the bench as well. They've also got Darren McLean in their 11. He definitely played on TV in an FA Cup tie at the weekend in real life. Maybe it was Ebbsfleet. I'm thinking it might have been them. But a really good side. You can see why they're up in a playoff contention. So let's get through the dressing room. Do it for the fans. Be cautious, be solid, and try and stay in the game. Through the preview we go. It's not the way I love to play, but if we can make it count, this could be a monumental occasion for our football club. We've never been competing at the top end of a table. Remember, every season prior to this, we finished a place above the relegation zone. Twice with Airbus, once of course last year with Peterborough Sports. What about now? Let's go and get into the first half and see how we get on. I'm hoping for an entertaining game, because if we do go out, I'd at least like there to be a few highlights. There's a big crowd in, nearly 2,500 down at Havant. No shots at all in the first 10 minutes. Most of the ball and the possession they had earlier, but they're catching up now as Pedder puts a free kick in and Cocoraccio hits the woodwork. Glanced the bar on its way over. And with 15 gone, that is the first chance. He's looking knackered already as Pedder's got another free kick. Tipped wide by Basie. We're definitely a threat from set pieces. Stay in the game, get it long, win a foul. It's a very simple, very ugly to watch strategy, but it might be successful today as Ewing's got an in-swinging corner to the back post, headed away again and out to the wing. Wadham keeps it in. Nothing doing though. No shots at all from Havant yet. I was about to make a little tactical tweak, but you know me mid-highlight. Let's go and see what happens here first. Only a couple of bits to do on set pieces. There's a long ball over the top. Smith's in. What on earth is the goalkeeper doing? Keeley's been good for us so far, but I have no idea where he was there. We get it off the line in the end. We get away with it. Let's tweak our set pieces a bit, and we'll be back in a moment for the rest of the first half. Well, 5 minutes to half time. The good news is we've not yet conceded a shot on target. We've managed the game really well. The problem is we've not had much of an attacking threat, bar those couple of set pieces. And a bit like the Dartford game last time out, this is sort of edging towards a 0-0. But a lot of these games in the regular season, we ended up losing by the odd goal. So it's whether we stay strong, do we try and stay firm, do we think about penalty takers? How on earth do we approach this second half? Because with an hour gone, there's not much happening. Though if we score, that will all change. Cocoraccio in at the back post from the free kick is cleared away. And now there's a big counter on. We've got 2 backs, so it shouldn't be a big issue. But look at Reece Dottin. He's just passed everyone there. No pressure on him. Gets into the box. And across to Woodthorpe, who just panics. Reece Smith on the left-hand side. Can't keep it in. Jones does. Finds Andrews. And Grant deals with it okay. Woodthorpe can play long and up towards Alfie Lloyd. He's nowhere near it. It's a big punt over the top. Grant heads up more than away. Reece Dottin gets it down again. Andrews to Jones. It's always these games that we lose by the odd goal. Smith to McQueen. It's a stunning save. And if he nearly cost us earlier on, Keeley has produced a stunning moment there. We're going to think about changes. I'm going to switch Smith to the inverted winger. Start thinking about attack now. And I know there's some tired legs out there. I know that if we get through the semi-finals at the weekend, but we can't rest players and bank on that. Let's think about changes now. We've got Grego Cox knackered on the right. He can be replaced by Anderson. He will become an inverted winger. Could have been an inside forward, but not going to be. And we'll put Smith on an attack duty instead. Wadham has struggled a little bit in the middle. We'll bring on DeRose in the holding role for him. And then what else can we do? We've got Oliver, we've got Stevenson, and we've got Prince. I know that Cocораccio's knackered. Barry Howard's not playing well. Here's what I'm going to do. Stevenson right back for Howard. And then if we get to 90 minutes, Cocoraccio off, Prince on. Does it go to extra time or straight to pens? I'd imagine it goes extra time first. Do we chase the game? Ewing's got an injury. Pedder's put a free kick into Grant. Kamal Grant, apologies headphone users, has just got me into a state of delirium. We've got to hold on with basically 10.5 men now because Ewing is out on his feet. And in fact, what I'm going to do, as Pedder's got another free kick, let's just see that out first to the back post. Lloyd loses out. It falls for Anderson. Oh, not yet scored for us. That would have been some moment to do it. And now Smith can counter. Ewing can't get back at him. And it's Reece Dottin again. It's always him. Down the left-hand side. Chance to get to the byline. Cross in towards Smith. It's over, everyone. I'm going to swap DeRose and Ewan. Just leave Ewan to sit in that anchorman role. DeRose can then go into the playmaker position. It is not the situation we expected to be in. But if we can create a team that starts winning 1-0 now, I will be a very happy man. Let's get the fullbacks to defensive duty. There is no need for us to start going forward now. We're going to go cautious still. We're going to time waste all of the time. We're going to reduce that tempo a little bit. My word, we're still going to play for set pieces. And we're going to slow it down when we get it. No need for us to stop counter-attacking entirely. But at pace, we don't need to worry no more. 7 minutes to go. 1-0 up. And this could be a big, big day for the club. Let's see if we can hold on. Loads of yellow cards for Havant and Waterlooville. 7 already as they've lost discipline. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time. I think we're going to do it. And against all the odds, Maidenhead make it into the playoffs on the final day. And now they're into the semi-final. Is it Dulwich, Hamlet or Hemel we're going to face? Let's go and find out and get into it. Could this season finish with a playoff final? Oh, it would be lovely. Well, a day later, my in-game birthday, we've got loads of players resting from part-time training, and we go to second place Dulwich Hamlet in the playoff semi-final. The past meetings are no better on the eye this time. We lost 4-0 to them at the start of the season, albeit that was with half a squad, and then lost 3-2 in January in the reverse fixture. Only 1 point picked up by the club in its entirety over the 2 years, none of them with us in charge. This is going to be a tricky one. Back in a moment for kickoff. Let's get cracking. Fitness test time as we're back for the surprise game. Ollie Ewing recommended 45 minutes, but look at his condition. He's going to have to make do with a place maybe not even on the bench today. Etaluku is nowhere near either, so let's just go and get through to it. Do we know who we'll be facing yet? No, the other one straight after this. Hemel Hempstead Town v Chippenham, Dulwich Hamlet v Maidenhead. And again, it's a side we haven't yet beaten, but what a time it would be to make history. Away to Dulwich Hamlet, a bit like the last game, it suits us being on the road. Yes, it's a sellout, but we'll be able to play behind the ball, we'll be able to counter-attack. Oh no, they've got the man up front, the man who ruined our stint at Peterborough Sports. Jamie Soulé, you may remember last season when we were there, got sent off and then walked out from non-contract terms. He's now banging in the goals there at Dulwich Hamlet. They've got people like Jake Kane, who is too good for this level, and Taylor Charters, who those that have followed the live streams with Woking will know was a key part of our first year team. So let's go and get through to our team selection. The only changed will be Ewing out, DeRose in, Thomas onto the bench for Ewing, and we're now down to the bare 16. Everyone else is fit. We've tried to rest people from training, but how up to speed they'll be, I just don't know. Alfie Lloyd hasn't scored in 2, both awful performances, but as long as someone does and we find a way through, I don't really care how it happens. Into the game we go. It's a playoff semi-final, and we're 1 game away from the decider. Can we go and do it? Well, let's go and find out. Well, 6 changes for Dulwich Hamlet. You look at the likes of Onyeka, Soulé, Kane, Charters. I mean, none of them are National League North or South players. For us, it's just about clinging on, staying in a game, taking advantage of nerves and home expectation. Let's tell the lads to do it for the fans again. It worked last time, so why not? Into the first half we go. The longer it's 0-0, the happier I'll be. And we're going almost straight from the kickoff with the host. Back 5 seconds in, this cannot be a good sign. In the pink and blue, they come forward. Onyeka over halfway, back to Charters, to Roberts. And this is something we're going to see in contrast today. Dulwich Hamlet looking to play very good football when they beat us 4-0 with that makeshift side at the start of the season. I know we didn't have a defence, but they played us off the park. And they've started the same vein here. Kane across the box, deflects to Soulé. And within 40 seconds, we are behind against Dulwich Hamlet. And it is the man who cost us at Peterborough Sports. He walked out on us. He let us down on the pitch as well. And he comes back to haunt us. You dirty man. Are we going to chase the game? For now, I'm not going to change my strategy. But looking at the way it's going, looking at the dominance they've got, I might not have a choice later on because we want to survive in this game. As Wadham holds the ball up for DeRose in midfield. Back to Cocoraccio, the centre-half. Long ball towards Lloyd, who will chase, and it's cleared to the right for Grego Cox. Got the chance to deliver from the byline. Deflects against the post. Caught the keeper out. Falls for Pedder 30 yards out here. He's brought down by Boylan. It's a free kick. And again, I'm just going to make some set-piece adjustments. We'll be back in a minute. Well, back to the action, and it's Rafferty Pedder stepping up from 30 yards. Might be a little too far for him. Right-footed, deflects off the wall. Don't often see that in the FM highlights. It's out for a corner kick. Can we find someone at the back post? We've got three big men up there. No other big players in the team, so it's got to find them. Woodthorpe takes it up towards De Rosengren, and it's headed just over the bar. 22 minutes gone. It's our first little sustained spell of pressure, but Dulwich Hamlet thoroughly the better side. And at the moment, we're going to have to come out at some point because we're not going to create enough like this. Are we going to have a chance though? Because Kane's put a corner kick in on Yeka's header off the line by Howard. Brilliant defending by the right back. And Dulwich Hamlet looking to extend their lead. Big crowd and they're rising to the occasion. You've got to give it to them. Havant and Waterlooville, they lost discipline. They got defensive. Although, hang on a minute, Alfie Lloyd in there. I thought he was offside, which is why I wasn't getting too excited. But the flag stayed down and he smashed the woodwork. Still no shot on target. Still 0-0 between Hemel and Chippenham. Although, if FM's doing it right, that won't have kicked off yet. And at half-time, we're still in the game. But that annoying first minute, we gifted them a head start. And that might be what costs us. Let's tell the lads to prove a point, do a little bit more. Few of them motivated, particularly in defence. But are we going to get the response? Only one way to tell. Can we at least have a shot on target? Corner kick for Dulwich Hamlet, nearly an hour on the clock. Keeley comes to claim. Now can we get on the counter? We deliberately leave two up from corners. We need to find them quicker than that. And I'm not sure that pass is going to do it. Long ball forward, De Rose heads away. Woodthorpe picks it up at left back. Inside to Pedder, out to Smith off the left. He's not good enough at this level, is he? We're missing Etaluku, though Lloyd's in behind from a long ball forward. Alfie Lloyd! Oh, he's hit the woodwork again. This is absolutely scandalous. That's 2 or 3 glorious chances he's had now, and all of them have gone begging. We have got 25 minutes to go, and I'm not quite sure whether we're going to be able to find something here. Onyeka's in down the left. I've got to cancel the tactical change. You all know what happens with my superstition. It's back to Charters. Out to Kane on the left-hand side of the box. Cuts inside. Across to Woodcock. He's 1-on-1. And now he's hit the woodwork. That has been the story of the game. The crossbar has been rattled time and time again. So now it's a chance for heroes. Oliver on for Smith. Through the middle. Alfie Lloyd on the right. Grego Cox on the left. Who else can we bring on? Cocaracho's had an awful game. So Howard in the middle. Stevenson at right back. And then we'll save one more for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not sure who's best to bring on here, but it's the last chance to make something happen. So what are we going to do with it? Grego Cox struggling on the left. It might be him, as Woodthorpe's got a throw by the corner flag. That's atrocious. Doesn't even reach the 6-yard box. Only away as far as De Rose, though, to Wadham. And Woodthorpe shoots straight at Hall. Oh, we're missing Ollie Ewing. We're missing that penetration in midfield. We're missing the pace of Etaluku out wide. The natural width he gives us as well. And look at that on the counter. Kane in behind. It's just too easy. Chance to get to the byline. Cross back for Soulé. Oh, it had to be him. He's doing my head in. 15 minutes to go. Let's go attacking. I'd rather lose 5 than not try now. And we're going to bring on Anderson for Grego Cox. I'm not even sure what to do about this. We'll put him as a winger on attack, I think. And we're just going to go for it. Oliver can't really play anywhere else. So we're going to have to leave him through the middle. And we're just going to chase it. I don't know if it will work. I'm pretty sure we might get humbled here. But Dulwich Hamlet and Hemel, let's be honest, they're just too good. They are the 3 best teams in the league, along with Dagenham. And the one thing Chippenham have got is they've got a player who scores a goal every game. They've got the Erling Haaland of the National League South. And today, we've got a striker who really wanted to prove a point against us. And he's done it. Jamie Soulé haunted us while he was our player at Peterborough Sports. And he's now haunting us as a Dulwich Hamlet player. The playoff run is over. We are out at the semi-finals. Still a very good season. But let's get through to the season review quickly. And then it'll be over to the director of football. Well, season review time. And although it was a great season, it is still tinged with a little disappointment. The what if we'd started the season with a first team squad. And of course, if we hadn't had those big injuries at the weekend. A fun fact as well, Hemel lost to Chippenham and Danny Moffat, the 1 goal a game striker. He scored again for them. So it'll be interesting to see if he can take them up in the final. But let's go and look at the new arrivals, because loads of players came in through the year. They were brilliant. The issue was they didn't come in quick enough, and that cost us at the start. Couldn't make up the ground, and we've got only 3 players tied down again. I hope the director of football, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was just waiting to see if we went up or stayed down, and now we'll get busy. But that's going to be either a nice or nasty surprise for our transfer special next time out. In the FA Cup, we went out to Eastleigh, no surprise there. The FA Trophy, again, no surprise to Newport. Why does the league not show on this screen anymore? I don't know. Moments to remember. Biggest win was against Yate in the FA Cup. Match to remember was away at Chelmsford. That was Wadham's late winner. I remember that game well. And goal of the season was against Taunton. And it was Ewan who scored a 25-yard curler right at the start. The finances, they're not good. Everything's down. The shirt sales joining them as well. And to be honest, the club's running out of money, which may be an issue for next year. How did we line up? Well, maybe by the omission of Grant. I'm not particularly surprised by any of that team. Through to the accolades, what have we got? Alfie Lloyd, 39 goals in a season, 31 in the league, but dried up when it mattered most. Ollie Ewing got 15 assists. Dandy was the youngest player. I know his name was a favourite down in the comments. And youngest goal scorer, David Oliver. Let's go to history in the making. We reached the playoffs. We certainly didn't fly out the traps though. We were in the bottom half after 8 or 9 games. And we didn't even have a first team squad till September. We've been a joy to watch though. We did really well. We've got a new contract for the next year as well. So let's go and have a look at the end of this. What has been going on here? Lots of signings. Lots and lots of signings. And Alfie Lloyd breaking a club record. Semi-final of the playoffs not even mentioned. The timeline's not perfect yet. What are the expectations for next season? That is a big question for us. It is reach the playoffs again. So as long as we've got more than 8 players at the start of the season, given the 3 that are tied down, I think that's very possible. Whether or not we're going to have that though, I don't yet know. I'm waiting to see what happens with all those players that have not got new deals. I'm just hopeful that even going into the window, maybe he'll offer 5 or 6 of them deals. We'll wait and see. But if you did enjoy this season, as we wait to see if it's Dulwich, Hamlet or Chippenham that go up from the National League South, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. While I'm not going to go and actively apply for jobs, I am keeping an eye on some of those National League ones. If a Notts County, if a Leyton Orient, if someone comes calling of that ilk, we're probably not going to be able to turn it down. But I am happy here. We are doing okay. And if we keep a few of these players, the squad is in pretty good nick. So if you want to stay up to date and find out whether we're still here in the next episode and what on earth's happened in terms of the squad, then please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. 2 days to go until the transfer special. In the meantime, we've got a blockbuster end to the season in our Builder Nation. You can find that playlist up in the eye above. And I'll see you with that one there tomorrow before we're back here for a transfer special or a new job special in a couple of days' time. Which do you think it will be? What state do you think this squad will be in? Let me know all that down in the comments and we'll see how many of you are right.